Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. It is Valentine's Day, so happy Valentine's Day out there. So obviously, with it being Valentine's Day, I want to talk about love. And specifically, like the title says, the 4 types of love. So I was watching a video on Tony Robbins and he was going over it, so I'm going to share that with you. So he talks about the 4 levels, the 4 types, excuse me. So the first type is called baby love. So with baby love, it's not real love, right? It's like a demand, because as a baby, they'll cry if you don't give them what they want, right? So it's not love at all, right? Now number 2, that's called horse trading. So it's where you give and you don't say anything, but in the back of your mind, if you don't receive something, you're upset, right? You get mad because you are giving to somebody and then they're not giving back to you. Number 3 is real love. So with 3, it's where you just give because it's who you are as a person. You're not giving to get anything back. You just genuinely care about the person, so you're going to give. And then number 4 is spiritual love. So with spiritual love, it's when you give to people who have hurt you and have wronged you. Now with that one's less common, right? And I think the best way to really, for me to word it is, it's almost like when you have the mentality of when somebody does something wrong to you, you go to a place of saying, well, I know that they're doing this because of their life experiences has led them to that. And I'm not mad at them for doing that. I just hope that they change whatever they need to change to not act that way towards others, right? So you're not even mad at the person for making that and hurting you. You're just hoping that that person can change whatever environment or whatever situation they need to change to better themselves. Now, with the 4, the question I would ask you is, where's like your base? Where do you feel of those 4 you're at most of the time? And also, I want to say that you can be all 4 at different points in your life, right? We can go up and down depending on who we're dealing with, right? And maybe some people were always in that, top level where it's real love and spiritual, and maybe some people were always at that 1 and 2 levels, right? So we all go up and down. I do myself as well. Now, I do think that most people operate with each other on that number 2 level, right? Whereas you give to someone and you expect to get, right? Because you're being a nice person, and in return, you feel that you should be treated nicely as well. I think that's a good thing, but I do think a lot of times it's what gets us angry and upset. You might be saying, like, what do you mean gets you angry and upset? Well, an example might be if I am at work and my coworker comes up to me and says, hey, I really need this day off. Could you switch with me? And I say, yeah, sure, of course. And let's say a couple months go by and now I need a day off, so I go back to that coworker and say, hey, can I get this? Can we switch these days? I need this one off. And they say, I'm sorry, I can't do it, right? Now, if that first scenario, if I had said yes and then I expected him or her to now do the same for me, I'm going to feel a little upset and kind of a little resentment towards that person. Like, I can't believe that this person would do that when I did that for them. And now the next time that person asks me for the day off to switch with them, I'll be less likely to take it, right? And it's only really because the first time when they asked me, I didn't really want to. Because I only really would have done it so I could have it when I needed it to ask that person for it off. And I think this happens to more than just in the workplace, right? There's a lot of different examples you guys could think to that we do things for people and then we expect things back. I know for me, it's very difficult, right? It's not easy. I still struggle with it. I still have to kind of talk myself into, is it the right thing to do? Is it not the right thing to do? But a lot of times when I make a decision to do something nice for somebody, I already have in my mind that if the person doesn't reciprocate it, that's okay, because I did it because who I am as a person, right? If somebody asks me for money and I decide to lend it to them, it's not so when I need money, I can ask them and they'll lend it to me. It's because I genuinely care about the person and I want to help them, right? Or even with time off or anything, right? You know, I think those of you who have reached out to me after watching my YouTube channel, right, for help and advice, right? I don't give the advice so for one day you guys could help me. I give you the advice because it's who I am as a person, right? I give it because I genuinely care about you guys and I genuinely want to help you, right? So when I come from that place, if there ever was a moment where I would ask any of you a question or a favor, if they were to say no to me, I would say okay, and I would not stop helping them. I would not stop giving them advice, right? Because that's who I am as a person, and I understand that when I ask a question or ask for a favor, it is their right to say no to me as well. So, yeah, kind of just a short video. I didn't want to be too long. I know it's Valentine's Day, so I know you guys have better things to do. If you have watched it this far, thank you so much. Again, I love you guys, and I hope this video kind of helped a little bit, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Thank you.